But what I want to do now is, this is going to be the chaotic bit. Let's see if it works. Great fun. We're going to try and break you into random breakout groups, and we've had several meetings with facilitators. So hopefully every group will get a facilitator to help you go through this. And I'm going to issue you some rules of engagement. To start with, I don't know about you. I mean, looking around the table, I think a lot of you are probably very familiar with going to different meetings and conferences and groups. It's not necessarily the ones that have objectives and want to deliver a plan and have a great output. It's not necessarily those are the ones that you remember. Often it's the ones where you come away with a nugget, which has really changed the way you think. Maybe just one thing. We're also long in the tooth. It's unlikely we'll come away from a conference thinking, oh, that's changed my life. But you may come away with a nugget. Maybe that nugget changes your life. So that's what I'm hoping, is that all of you are going to have something you've either heard today from somebody else, another day from somebody else, or you've come in with an inspiring idea that you want to share. So this is the idea that you've got some inspiring ideas around the room. You've all got them. And what we want to do is just we just want to hear them. Are there any inspiring ideas which will really add together to help with this stepwise change that we're going to have to go through? So we're not going to come up with really practical long lists of things to do. We should take the reins off. Let's take the constraints off our thinking. Let's think, how can we actually, what inspirational ideas have we heard? When I was really inspired by Natasha, for example, and the way she's thinking cross function. For example, I heard another inspiring idea the other day about how about a fossil fuel non-proliferation treaty that we get everybody to sign up to, for example. So things like that, just nuggets. So we're looking for those nuggets. And the way we hope this chaotic breakout group will work, you'll all be put into your random groups, so you won't necessarily know who you're going to get. And what we'd like you to do is go around the table, very, very simply. And when you go around the table, you quickly introduce yourself and where you're from. And you've got a total of 2 minutes to basically say, here's the nugget of inspiration that I've heard, that I want to track, that I heard today, I've heard another time, that I'm already thinking about, whatever it is. You maybe have heard something from somebody else, elsewhere in the group, that you thought, hey, that's interesting, I want to repeat that. So nuggets of inspiration that you've actually heard. So yeah, for just 2 minutes, introducing yourself, saying what those nuggets are. Now, the idea is that we'll go around the table, everybody will get a turn to speak. I think Nicola gave a really good analogy in one of our earlier talks. It's like the Native American use of a talking stick. When you get your talking stick, you can talk for 2 minutes without interruption or contradiction or discussion. It's your bit. And then you pass the talking stick on. Another rule of engagement, though, is when people are in groups, they tend not to be listening. They tend to be thinking about what they're going to say. I know we're all guilty, aren't we? So don't do that. Don't think about what you're going to say. Forget what you're going to say. Listen to everybody else. This is the point. It'll come when you say it. And actually, you'll have time to think about what you're going to say in the kind of 1 or 2 minutes as the breakout groups form themselves. So think about it then. But give everybody else the courtesy of listening carefully to what they say as you go around the room. And don't use the chat at all. Stay in the moment about what people are saying. See, listen to that inspiration you're hearing around the table. Now, I'm just going to check my notes to see what I've forgotten. Everyone speaks for just 2 minutes. The facilitators are there to kind of kick you off, start you off, start you going and keep you to time. So they may have different methods of trying to keep you to time. I'll be amused to hear what they did. And then after this, we all come back together again. That you don't need to do anything. When you'll be taken into your rooms, and then you'll join that room, press join. And when you come back again, it'll all be automatic. You'll come back here after 30 minutes. And then after 30 minutes, we have about 20 minutes where we encourage maybe some of the best ideas you come up with to come out. Some of the facilitators may say, Fred, you say something, that was really good. And oh, that was really good. You bring that back to the main meeting. See if you can get everyone to listen to that. And at that time, we're going to be having Sherry Clarke, who's working on a Miro board behind the scenes, so you won't see it. She'll be listening to what everybody's saying. This is in the main meeting when you come back. She'll be listening to what everybody's saying and putting up virtual post-it notes of some of the good ideas and trying to cluster them and group them in a particular way. So if you imagine a whiteboard, you've all done it, haven't you, at these conferences? You have a whiteboard and then you pin your ideas up with a post-it note. It's the virtual equivalent of that. No idea how it works. I'm not the expert in this by a long way, but I'm relying on Sherry. So we'll be having that discussion for about 20 minutes when she'll be doing this in the background, and then there'll be a great reveal and we'll see what actually we've all said. So that's the kind of background. As I said, my greatest fear is that there will be silence. I don't think you'll let me down, though. I think there'll be chaos, and that's going to be fine. So how are we with the breakout group organisation, Viv? Are we ready?
It's difficult in a sense to do it at this stage because it's random, but then we've got leaders for each group. So I'm going to get you all into breakout rooms. You will automatically go. We have half an hour there. I will give you a 5-minute warning, and then the last countdown is a minute. So good luck, everybody, and let's press some buttons, see what happens.